too crowded. 7:30, 7:30. We've been in line. It's 11 o'clock now. We've been in line 3 hours.
I've been in this motherfucking line for 4 hours. I'm ready to go in and party. It's some bullshit.
This is East Coast, aka Grand Diablo, 4 hours, North Carolina, San Diego. Let me in here.
Everybody is complaining, but I'm still very, very happy, and I'm very looking forward to coming in. Can't wait. I love you guys.
Wait a minute, I'm going back over here. We're starting a movement over here.
It's worth the wait, you guys. It's worth the wait. You gotta think
I
about
just got a
the
key
music
to go
and
photocop your
everything.
bid, which is about 10,000.
Tire must be coming apart, yeah? Get a new tire. About how long will that normally take? I don't know, boss. Let's get on the phone right now.
Yeah, same exact thing as last year. No, nothing new. Last year it happened about 4 in the morning. What time is it now?
We sold a good number of pre-sale tickets, so I still think the weather's not going to stop anything from happening. People are still excited about it. We have people calling in from Kansas, St. Louis, Little Rock, Arkansas, Oklahoma, New Mexico. Some people said they're coming from Florida.
The weather's really bad tonight, but maybe
It makes it cool, I think.
maybe good atmosphere.
Yeah.
Everybody will be chilling. Nice.
As long as it doesn't pour.
It's very cold though. Stiff frozen hands aren't good when you're trying to DJ.
Expecting a lot of naked women pulling themselves at me, lots of panties on the stage. I'm going to be looking for that, preferably thongs. If anyone's out there listening is going to be here tonight. Austin's great. It's a great city, so I'm looking forward to playing. Man, it just doesn't feel like it's going to rain. It's going to get colder than a witch's tit, but I think as far as rain goes, I don't know. From what I hear the Weather Channel saying, it's all heading this way, but man, it just, it doesn't feel that way.
We've got news media here. I mean, this is going to be a major, major event. Quite a bit of rain, as you can see, but that's okay because we've got a lot of tents. Everything's working out really well, though. People are real happy.
This is the one day I wish we weren't playing the main stage.
Yeah, the main stage is kind of rough because of the elements. But other than that, I think it's going to be taken care of.
You guys have rubber boots?
I'm a paramedic. I'm working the medical standby event for the groups here, so to make sure the kids and everybody has a good time and we don't have any medical issues or problems. Things like this, you look for some drug overdoses, maybe some mixture of drugs, maybe a little bit too much beer if they've had it before they come in, things like that. Tonight we're going to look for hypothermia, which is just cold. People aren't used to this cold front coming through, so we're going to be looking for some things like that. Kids not coming prepared to be here all night with the cold weather, the rain, the dampness, things like that.
Worried about the rain?
Rain? No, the cold, actually. I'm not scared about rain. I got a hood.
Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, yeah?
How far did you drive?
About 9 hours.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. We got 4 of us, and we got like another 2 or 3 carloads from Wichita also coming down to meet up with us if we can find them in the mobs. Beanbag!
Right.
My fiance's pregnant. She needs something to sit on.
Yeah. I can't stand the whole night.
You're just going to give them the VIP pass. You're going to check that they have the ticket.
first?
And you're going to give them the T-shirt, and you're going to give them the pass once they have the ticket. Then they walk through here, they get their ticket torn, they go inside the festival. If you guys need to buy tickets, there's a middle line. If you're VIP, it's the right line, and if you have tickets already, it's this big line.
Give me a VIP. Go, man.
Yeah, the cars are coming in and out are either VIP staff or they have something to do with the festival, maybe DJs or they're performers. So those cars are okay.
We're just making sure that everybody, up and down the trail stays safe. Well, last time it was peaceful, so there wasn't really any problems. Did the perimeter just a little while ago. The noise volume, though, if you're not used to that kind of music, I guess, everybody has their own thing, so my horse kind of try to get used to it because, they can hear about 5 or 10 times more than we can, so. This one's a fresh one. He's kind of new, so he's kind of getting him acclimated to everything.
He's only worked Willie's 4th of July picnic, so he's just kind of getting used to this.
Hey!
What's with the mask?
If you're rolling, you need something to kick your buzz a little, you know? Like, something to clear out your sinuses and, like, just give you that extra high. Yeah. What do you think?
Last night was, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was a 6.3287. How'd I feel about the set? I didn't. There was actually no feeling in my body whatsoever after the 5th Long Island iced tea.
Did you get Atlanta with all the makeup I wore? No, not now, darling.
You are also not a superstar clubber. I'm sorry, guys. You came close. Okay? Had you scored 19, you would have been a superstar clubber. You might as well have attitude tattooed on your ass. Enjoy the rain while it lasts, sweetie.
That's not me. I don't know what else to do with Dave Ade. I really don't. I wish he'd treat me with the respect he treats his other friends. See, Dave and I, this is the second album we're doing together. We're different people, you know. I think Deepak Chopra says that your persona changes, and it really makes a lot of sense. You are yourself, always, but your persona changes. Like in 5 years, your personality will be different because of your experiences, but that's not really you. The real you is never changing.
It's not all electronics, obviously, when you see the show, so we're constantly improving on our skills as playing our instruments. But a lot of it is coming up with new ways to create electronic music, new ways of thinking about music in general, not the same old, you know, bass, guitar, and drums and jumping around on stage, but like a more modern, futuristic way of presenting music to people and making it entertaining.
Dave Ade is not spontaneous enough. That's what I try to bring out in him. If you can't tell, I mean, I'm always trying to work him up or something because when he's spontaneous, I feel he'll be the best. I know I'm the best when it's spontaneous, not thought out. It just sort of happens. Hey, everybody, take a look at me. I've got street credibility. I may not have a job, but I have a good time with the boys that I meet down on the lines. And I don't need you. So you don't approve? Who asked you to? Well, hey, jerk, you work. This boy's got better things to do.
I think Keoki was really involved with like the Brooklyn thing from the very beginning when the Limelight was first starting and when we were doing parties, only because it was this whole downtown Manhattan and like the real urban Brooklyn, you know, we wanted to fuse it somehow, and just like the reason I wanted to do it was because I wanted to show people that were coming to the raves that anybody could be involved. Didn't matter what your sexual preference was, what you dressed like, where you came from, how much money your family made, how much money you made. It was more about just bringing people together.
What makes this music special is that it's really urban folk music. It's not made in some big glamorous studio. It's made in somebody's bedroom, someone's basement. These artists don't make a lot of money doing what they're doing. Most of these records sell maybe 1,000 copies, if that. They just make it because they love the music, and I think that's what makes it such powerful music. It's real music, it's real art. It's not pre-packaged, cookie-cutter music. I think it's our job as a DJ to catalog that music and to bring that music to the public.
Not bad for Tuesday night, that's all I can say. Not bad for Tuesday night. It's an experience every time. Yeah? Every single time. I do, but I think I'll leave it on a high like that tonight. I mean, people will talk about the set anyway. If I came back to do one more, it'd just been, you know, me trying to push a bit more out of it to milk it. There's no point. I was up there for 2.5 hours and gave them what's required. And with that, we'll be back. If I ain't sweating, I ain't working. Pure, unadulterated sweat. Woo! See what the DJ's got to go through? See what the DJ's got to go through, man? Blood, sweat and tears. Move it. They're not moving.
No, they're not moving. They wanted like 10 minutes more. Get out there and we fucking cheering their asses off.
5 a.m. we got to be on the road. 5:30 a.m. We have to tear down during the show.
All right, well, I guess it is.
Yeah. So we have to be on the road tonight. Yeah, we're going to be on the road. So you're going to be sleeping on the bus. So my suggestion is take a shower, before you get on the bus.
It's gone from like working in wine bars and clubs and bars, and working directly with managers of these bars and clubs and taking the money, and that's a career move, the decision to do that. But then, we're doing major places all over the world, and it needs to be instigated by a person who has a handle on what's required, and that's the job of a manager.
So many great things get screwed up because of too many cooks in the pot, or people that don't actually have the experience to be doing what they're doing, getting involved. And I've seen it so many times. I mean, listen, you probably know 20 guys whose first managers was their like brother-in-law or their sister or whatever, and how many of those guys ended up probably falling flat on their face with their careers because their manager pissed off every single person in the music business.
I'm just tired right now. My travel day yesterday was just for shit, because they just like got me the wrong flight information, and then they called me and they're like, oh, your flight's really this time, so
One of my reasons for being here is because I put a different angle and twist to it because of my international status of what I have. I'm playing records from Japan, I'm playing from Prague, Croatia, from Sweden, from the UK, from Germany, Holland, France. So it's not just even coming out of one area, it's coming out from all different aspects of the world.
So we were first started like '94, and we'd go to a lot of towns, and they were just starting like in America, and it was just starting out there. Whereas in LA, it was sort of, or the ball was rolling. You go to town where it's just starting out, and it was like this energy, this excitement, and everyone was like, you'd see the kids looking at each other to see how they should dance, or see what to wear, and they're all like very excited and giddy, and they've never been, and they're taking things for the first time, and it was just like this excitement. There's probably very few places in the world like that now.
I mean, I'll dedicate myself 24/7 to promoting as long as I can make enough money to live off of. It's like, I don't even care if I'm broke and I make enough money to eat, as long as I like get enough people to the party to where I get more pats on the back and more hugs. It's like, that's all that really matters to me. I get a high from seeing everybody at the party having the best time of their lives, and it's like it's the greatest feeling in the world when you can see as many people as possible that are just sitting there and they're having a good time, and you know that you're the person that asked them to come to the event. And I would love going out on the road, but as of right now, I'm stuck in Oklahoma City till I find something better to do.
It's been really good. I think the best part is that everybody gets along really well. We were talking about that earlier, being that everybody's on the same label, and it's a lot of personalities that you don't have a lot of really, bad ego conflicts and things going on here. You've got people that get along really well, and it's more like a team effort. And I think that's what makes it unique, and that's why I think that this tour is so successful. For me, traveling is really fun. The music's the most important thing to me. Being able to go to other countries and other cities and play at events in unique locations, that's what I find most exciting about it.
Idea until we got here 2 seconds ago that we were going to be playing on top of an ice rink.
Yeah, they just put it down and we built it as they covered it up. We were like,
anyone have a temperature gauge in here? Do we know actually how cold it is?
Cold.
Fucking cold. The actual temperature is fucking cold.
People call me Tweaky. It's like a state of mind. Well, I don't even really consider myself a raver. I just go to parties. My wallet? Oh, I have a Hello Kitty wallet.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Hello Kitty.
So what's Steven right now?
Bear? Yeah. He's asleep. He's been asleep since 7 a.m. yesterday, or this morning, and it is now 9:11. Been asleep for a while.
When we first played here, it was a real sort of raw warehouse vibe, and had the DJ booth down on the floor in front of the speaker stacks and everything. I gotta take this. Hello. Originally it was like a real warehouse vibe, just a box. Then every year they kind of had... I'm out of here in a few minutes, okay? No. I'm doing something.
From like 1990 to 2000, this is my anniversary, my centenary, my whatever it's called. What's a 10-year anniversary? Not even silver, is it? It's like fucking paper or something. Yeah,
you gotta get like a watch pretty soon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Somebody's got to give me something. It's phenomenal the change, certainly in the drum and bass world, and how huge it has become compared to playing to whatever 10 people or whatever that we used to. And also, it's like I guess it opens all our eyes when we see how many CDs we actually sell. That there's that many people buying drum and bass CDs. It's still minuscule when you're looking at something like we always get a shock. We look at our SoundScan figures, it's like, 20,000, 25,000, and then you kind of, Fatboy Slim, like 670,000, yeah. So we're still small fish, but I think we're getting bigger, and I think, it's been phenomenal, the growth.
It's been a while since the Bay Area has had a tight-ass rave, you know what I'm saying? There's like home base got shut down, everybody's shutting down the undergrounds. This is fucking tight. You know when you're raving in the Bay Area when you're fucking partying underneath Highway 880, you know what I'm saying?
whenever I have the opportunity to just sit and recollect everything and reminisce about my past and how I came up and where I've been and what I've gone through, I consider myself one of the luckiest people around. Man, drum and bass in America is bigger than anywhere else in the world right now. Each year gets just a little bit better, and in the next year or two, it's just going to be amazing. Between Dara, Diesel Boy, and myself, we're pretty much the top 3 selling drum and bass artists in America. So it's only logical that we all band together and form a crew, sort of. So we formed a thing called Planet of the Drums, which is a collective of the 3 of us, and we're just out there showing people that it's not about like competition, that we're just all there having fun, and we'll play off of each other and feed off of each other, and hopefully the crowd will get into it even more than if we were just on our own.
This is going to be the drum and bass.
411 right.
Basically, you're ripping off a song that everyone probably knows or has heard, and you make it more dance-worthy and danceable than its original form. So you might take like a Police record and put a heavier 4/4 under it and sequence it, up to a house speed, and i.e. you can get it into your sets better. I can remember when I first started playing, I would mix like Yaz records, or long ago there were live bands playing the records, and they would be kind of hard to mix into your set. They would definitely be less than perfect mixes, but bootlegs allow you to flawlessly mix it in with the rest of your records. A lot of times I'll play the records because I want to hear them, and I think people vibe off of me having a good time up there with them. Because I know that, it's funny to me to hear a kid say, oh, what was that record you played, that 80s record? And, it's like, come on, it's The Clash. Everybody knows who The Clash is, and I have to remember these guys are like, 18 years old, and they don't know who the hell The Clash is. I'm 34 years old, and I can remember what my dad was doing when he was 34, and he wasn't walking around with baggy clothes and tattoos and Nike Air Max on when he was 34.
This is old school.
It's okay.
This is how they used to do it back in the day. You just take the fucking headphones and you plug them right into the DJ mixer and you MC out of the headphones. So that's what we got right here. We're laying the groundwork for a Kyoki Cirrus collab. Maybe it's a Cirrus Kyoki collaboration. Or is it Kyoki Cirrus?
Let's go. Let's talk more work.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm breaking my own rule.
I'm a girl, if I'm a boy, whatever. I'm an artist, and I hate when people comes up to me and say, you're really good for a girl. I don't even thank these people. I don't even smile to them. I was a drummer when I was younger. I played the drums for 7 years. Hard rock and punk bands and stuff like that. So I've always been into like harder, side music, and very percussive. I have this weakness for percussions and tribal stuff. Techno is very, very percussive. Techno is very minimal drums and grooves.
Start spreading the news. I'm getting in a limo.
You know what? The first time I came to South Beach, I remember we had to rent what was that? Plymouth Caravan. This is in like 1991.
one of those things. And now we're driving 10 years later, or 9 years later, we're driving around in a limo. Amazing.
See, we always knew one day we'd be here.
We all knew it was coming. Especially John Levy when he said he'd perform oral sex on me when I sold 1 million records. That's coming up sooner than he thinks.
Food on this tour? It's been pretty shitty, except when the promoters take us out for dinner, which is about 1 out of every 10.
We've been here since 2 p.m. The sound company is supposed to be here at 2 p.m. Sound company shows up 4, drops off a couple of shit, a couple of pieces of gear, and rolls back to go get more gear. Start hooking everything up. Takes a long time anyways. That's forgiven, you know. Turns out they're missing some cables. Had to go get those. Now everything is hooked up. All cables are here. And there's all kinds of funky ass sounds coming through the monitors.
All right, Dave, it's his birthday.
What?
And he's an uncle.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's a double doozy.
You probably owe me a pack anyway.
No,
You're
no.
smoking all my
You
fucking
smoked all my
cigarettes.
cigarettes.
Oh shit, I brought like 2 packs.
Well, who doesn't have any cigarettes right now?
When John Robin filled out his application for Moonshine, one of his job description, he said, I can blow a lot of good air. So Steve said, you know, if you get to the tour, you're coming along.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Fuck you, Uncle Fucker.
I own half of everything you own.
Smoke. Holy shit.
Best in the world!
The greatest DJ in the world!
Let's get ready to rumble!
Want to see Kyoki if he'll spin this time. We like to see him. All the time.
Mr. Cook? Yes? You have a son named Robin? Robin Cook, age 17? Yes. I'm sorry, Mr. Cook. You better come down to the station house. Your son is dead. Dead? How? He died of an overdose.
I was just doing a little story on the party going on here tonight. The angle is just that the sheriff in the town is keeping a close eye on it to make sure there are no problems. The owners of the club say this is a zero-tolerance party. Cameras, illegal substances, and backpacks, plus common rave items like masks and pacifiers, aren't allowed inside. Everyone going inside the club will be patted down, and they have to go through a metal detector to get inside. The owners of the club, which specializes in country music, say they'll make sure everything runs smoothly tonight because they plan on being in business again tomorrow. Kurt?
Like the UFC and shit. Sorry, man.
That's probably the most fucked up feeling I've had DJing ever. Cops and other law enforcement agencies throw these kids out of parties because they have a pacifier or some mints in their pocket was very sobering to see abuse of power and a violation of civil rights, in my opinion.
Well, we got pretty much full cavity searched over there behind the building. They just like threw us on the car and just searched us.
I was fucking playing a game of pool. I got dragged out, told me I gotta fucking hold my hands up, get out here. They don't even search me. They don't take shit. Kick me out. They fucking take my boy who has nothing on him. He's sitting in the back of a cop car right now for nothing.
As far as they're concerned, it's just a big drug party where kids come to get fucked up and lit up. That's just not the case. And I'm not saying that there isn't a drug problem in the culture, but I think they think that that's all it's about, and that's not true. That's not what it's all about. I think a lot of people that go out, just like the DJs, are in love with this music and want to go someplace where they can dance. They're never going to stop this because they keep going with the idea they're just going to squash it out and think it's just a bunch of kids that want to go someplace to get high, and that's not true. These kids want to go someplace where they can dance and have fun and do so in a safe environment.
I'm not trying to cause any hostility here, but this is ridiculous. I was handing a fucking mint to somebody and I got kicked out for $30 fucking after I've been a partier for 7 years. I've been a veteran, right? This is bullshit.
Glow sticks, all that stuff is drug paraphernalia now.
I think that this place is run by Nazis. It's like, no book bags, no, well, because I went up there and like, I had my hat on, they're like, no hats. I'm like, no hats, it's, you know, it's cramping your style. What, you're supposed to leave your hat with these people?
Some guy gave this to me on the tee for 40 cents. He was going home. He had a bad day at the show. He had tons of wounds. 40 cents.
40 cents, good deal, man.
One hell of a hat. Can't lose me.
No open cigarettes! No open containers! No candy, no pacifiers! No nothing!
I want to make sure we get some cops.
Okay.
As soon as all the 2020 bullshit stops and everything else about, you know, oh, we went to a rave with a SWAT team and, you know, we busted 5 ecstasy dealers. It's like, you can go into any club in this country and bust 5 people, you know? It's like, that's whatever, you know what I mean? If you want to take, you know, go make these big raids on these kids in these parties and, you know, waste all these taxpayer dollars, that's cool, I guess, you know, it makes headlines. Kind of like what happened in New Orleans. It's like, you know, with Donnie, they're trying to get him on anything, and it's like, you know, what the guy throws parties, you know, it's like, you're gonna get the guy for throwing parties. You might as well go after the promoters that did the Grateful Dead, you know, or that do any kind of, you know, big event. What are you gonna do? You gotta stop the drug up here, not down here at the kid, you know what I mean? And then you have all these politicians that are like, oh, I'm gonna pass this anti-rave law just to get some votes. But, you know, do they really care, you know?
Have the whole drug culture, which is so associated, not necessarily, I don't identify that with the rave, but it's associated in the media with the rave. Then you've got the whole commercialization of rave culture. In Chicago, 6 people and a DJ is considered a rave, and if we were to play at a rave in Chicago, we would be fined $10,000. And that's obscene. You know, that's not American. You know, that's not part of the. That's definitely encroaching on our civil liberties.
We've never really had a voice or an opinion one way or the other. We're just getting booked to play gigs. Great, you know, this is fun. We're making a living. We're doing what we want to do. But now it's starting to become a little more important to us. And night after night, being on tour, seeing 12 and 13-year-olds with pupils the size of quarters kind of is a little disturbing after a while.
Sad. Kids know that they can't handle the drugs and why take them. There were 5 kids taken out at the New Orleans party, the one with the FBI. Y'all were there.
I already explained to these people that if you don't have a ticket and an armband, it's time to go home.
These ambulances.
What are they here for?
I don't know, because I don't know what's going on.
If you don't have a ticket or armband, you need to leave now. Party is closed.
Are you going to promote it in a bad way? Don't promote it in a bad way, because raves aren't bad. Raves to me are all about the music, all about dancing, and all about the fun and all the love.
Like on Talk of the Nation, the PBS radio, and talking about the rave scene and whatnot. And we talked about how the East Coast, the rave word is not kind of used in conjunction like the West Coast scene. Theoretically, like the clubs that do weeklies kind of stay more out of trouble than the warehouse parties and the big LA secret parties that do 42,000 people. There needs to be some kind of structure. Watching the kids, making sure they're not doing whatever, whenever inside the club. There needs to be some kind of cleanup to it. It needs to be a safe environment for everyone. 16-year-olds don't belong in a place at 5 o'clock in the morning. Parents have to be looking at their kids a lot more and not blame the house music.
They just need to be open longer because it takes a good 4 or 5 hours to get into a nicely blended set. You know.
And the cops, of course, are outside.
Yeah, that's usual for a smaller city. It's all a matter of money and laws, that's all.
Drove 850 miles to get here. Did it in 12 and a half hours.
Welcome to the historic Denver Coliseum. Please make sure your vehicle is locked and your lights are off. The door 4 box office is now open for ticket purchase. If you already have your tickets, doors are open at the east entrance and door 4. For tonight's dance, please be sure to leave all personal possessions in your vehicle. You will not be permitted to bring cans, bottles, alcoholic beverages, illegal drugs, or food into the Coliseum. Backpacks or other bags also will not be permitted into the Coliseum. Searches will be conducted at each entrance. Violators of this rule will be ejected and subject to possible arrest. Thank you, and enjoy tonight's Moonshine Overamerica 2000.
Well, unfortunately, the word rave is a no-no. It seems like everybody that it's got such a negative connotation, and our shows have always, at least for the last couple of years, have been more of concert with rave atmosphere, or a concert with electronic music, and we're trying to be as professional as everybody else out there doing full-scale concerts. And you have to be that plus more in order to convince everybody, media out there and everybody else that we're not all bad guys. Promoters who don't take shit serious and throw parties in high schools make us go, for every step forward that we make with the media and with the police and the authorities, we take 2 steps back. These kids are about, I mean, they're the hippies of the new the new generation of hippies of the year 2000 and beyond. They're very peaceful. They're into the music. They're all about hanging out with their friends, and this is about the people and the music. And fights, things of that sort, just don't happen all that often, and thankfully that's what this scene's about, you know. Well, we have on payroll, I think 6 to 8 officers tonight.
I've done 10 stops on this tour, and it's literally Austin, Texas, and Denver, and that's it. You guys fucking rock tonight. Hold on, let me set some for you. The rave scene is cool, but I see the rave scene getting younger and younger and younger all the time. I see promoters out there blanketly promoting to get just numbers there and not necessarily caring about the quality of people, but concerning more about the quantity of people. And they're slamming as many DJs as they can on the lineup. So your DJs are out there playing, 30-minute, 45-minute, 1-hour sets. And just basically, it's become kind of a fast food culture in a lot of ways. There are exceptions to that rule. I think, like, obviously Denver tonight was a really cool scene. Everybody was having a good time, and it looked like a really mixed crowd out there.
But I see a lot of parties where it's just, you know, a lot of kids are standing around that might not really have a clue what's going on. As far as the new regulations and the new stuff that's come down the rave scene, I think it's, in a way, I'll go back to it, I think it's a shame. I think also there were elements of the rave scene that needed to be shut down. I think it got out of hand in a lot of cities. I think there were a lot of places where there were just kids getting completely whacked out on drugs that were too young to even understand what they were doing. And I think the promoters and everybody, DJs, producers everywhere, we're all responsible for that. I've been to cities that it has been so hardcore when you see kids eat out, laid out on their backs in the hallway, and people are stepping over them, but nothing's being done about it. Something that needs to change there. And I think the crackdown is way too severe, and it's just because the mainstream people are scared of what's going on in the scene. It's a mixed deal. I think what it's going to do eventually, hopefully, is to shut everything down, calm everybody down, and to get everybody to reset and rethink what we're doing here in the underground.
It seems like about every 8 months or so, there's like a whole new group of kids that are just old enough to like pop up and start going to events and finding them curious, and it just perpetuates itself. We believe electronic music is here to evolve people. It speeds up your brain. Makes our brains work a bit faster, if you want to think about it that way. A lot of people just come to get fucked up.
I'm gonna dress up more. I'm gonna dress up more now. I had such fun.
My name's Hubert. I'm an intergalactic superhero. This is my cohort, Barracuda. And if you scratch him right there, he likes that. If you need any protection from intergalactic villains, you make sure to call us, the Anomalies, man.
I think anybody listening to this shit is a drug head. I'm just bullshitting, dude.
Yeah?
I work in the club. All music sounds alike to me, man. I don't listen to anything we do here. It can be R&B, hip-hop. It can be class, jazz, blues. All that shit's music.
Are you ready for the one, the only, Super
I really believe the turntable is an instrument to become a master of ceremonies with music, to become the Pied Piper, to translate what I feel is good music. I use the turntable and I parlay it to the audience.
I don't know, I want to give people something that's different, and just like not by using turntables and tricks or just by programming music. And there's so many people DJing and making mixtapes and just playing music. I just want to be more unique to myself and what I do than being number 1, 2, 5, 10, 14, 30, and have a little, little flavor. I mean, busted custard could be a flavor. That might be my flavor. It might not be as good as vanilla, but you can get vanilla anywhere. But where the hell can you get busted custard in Las Vegas?
Sometimes one of the things that keeps me going is people will just, they'll come up to you when you're done and just give you a big hug, and they'll just look you straight in the eyes, tell you that they just had the worst week, the worst month, and coming out here just for a couple hours and dancing made them feel, maybe just a little bit better. And it makes you feel good about what you do. And I think that is to a large extent what we do as DJs, is be musical therapists.
Doing a documentary on Raves.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, great.
Nice camera.
Great. A documentary on the documentary? This is going to be awesome.
So tell me what you feel about the scene.
The scene? It'll do, by all means. I mean, you always hear people who've been in it since 1980 or something saying, oh, it's gotten so commercialized. I mean, I've been in it less than a year and I'm still having fun.
Before the twilight's last gleaming, with good E and bad sex, while we dance through the night. Oh, the drugs we all took are so gallantly wearing off.
It's pretty cool. There's not that many people here. There should be more people. Or you want me to put my TV face on? It's fucking awesome, man. It's great. It's slamming. Dave Auday's in there. He's pumping the house. Micro's getting down. We're just chilling. It's serious, you know. We're having a great time.
Exciting Las Vegas. All this can be yours. Call now.
Welcome to Las Vegas, baby.
We love the voice, but the pants gotta go.
Give me some more. Fame is so fucking overrated. I met this really cool person about 2 weeks ago, or 4 days ago. He says to me, I feel like Priscilla Presley. I said, what do you mean? It's like fucking everybody's got a story about you, like you're Elvis or something. I start laughing. It's like, you can't believe what you hear. Don't believe the hype. I tell my mom you can believe like 20%. Just the absolute most horrible rumor that's been going around that I've only caught wind of, that I have HIV, I'm HIV positive, and that I get a kick out of spreading diseases to people, killing people. It's not true, is it? And my heart dropped. I was like, whoa, you doubt. And he hasn't showed me doubt all week.
Man, that was some haunting. That was a haunting, like. All right, now check out my man. This is the superstar, the DJ, and you know my name. But anyway, get in the ride there. All right,
must be the right car.
What's up, Paulie?
Paul Bunyan.
Jorge, I'm getting dead serious here now. All right.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
Cool.
All right, check.
Hope you weren't talking about me.
No, we were, but what we were talking about, just.
12.50.
Yeah, watch the terry cloth, man.
Yeah, just
3 different backgrounds, but together via Manhattan, via the suburbs in Long Island, and via the desolate warehouse districts of Brooklyn. Somehow, we all took this music thing from its inception, and like I was saying before, it's Moonshine Overamerica 2000. Quite funny, you know, Moonshine being like, I mean, to say the premier label of this genre or the rave scene, it sounds really like, you know, ham it up a little more there. But no, to be honest, we were all there from the beginning, and what I wanted to say to you was like, and Micro, Disco 2000 that was an era that was as big as Peace, as Caffeine, as Storm, but we were all like, you know, basically bouncing off one party to another. You had the Manhattan people, the trendy people going to Limelight. You had the Brooklyn hood rats in Brooklyn. We would all go, and then when we were done with that, we'd drive 50 miles to Caffeine in the middle of suburbia on Long Island.
It was a rainbow, though.
Used to show up with Howard Schaefer.
It was the rainbow that came out of that.
And then, you know, even with NASA too.
Shade for Happy Colors. Happy Colors. is the name
I
of it.
really think that.
Happy Colors. He was so happy with that name.
I mean, Mr. Superstar, he got mad at me because a few years ago I was like, "There's no such thing as a superstar DJ." Got a little upset. Remember that, right? Because you know what it is? Nah, you know what it is? Every time you go into the airport, right? You go through the X-ray machine. We ain't superstars.
Well, in the future, everyone will be a DJ.
I mean, you see, I don't know, if you're getting gloved, you might feel like a superstar. I feel like I'm violated.
Depends on where I'm going. Through Canada, I hate it.
But
in Europe, I love it.
Let me ask you something. In 1992, when we were doing, like, afterwards, you do Limelight, I do Storm, we'd wind up in Caffeine. What the hell was going on, man? Like, you know, like, Micro took Suburbia and locked it down.
Who did?
Micro, 50 miles away from the city. I mean, I did stuff in Brooklyn that was not supposed to, it wasn't supposed to be like that, but it was.
I was doing Acid House Wednesdays, and I thought
I remember.
King of New York. Then I realized there was actually already a king going on Staten Island, Brooklyn.
It's gonna be a Corona commercial.
3,000 kids showing up to Sonic
Yeah,
Grove.
and you know, it's
The
like
directions.
Yeah,
totally like
handwritten on the phone.
So
You know,
your events were so family like.
I have pictures of you at the last Storm Rave. That was the one where it snowed. Like we had that nor'easter where it snowed like 18 inches. The pre-flyer that we did, I wrote, "Warning, tri-state area, storm coming for the entire tri-state area."
Yes.
I got stuck in Toronto. I'm on an Amtrak at 8 in the morning. It took me 16 hours to walk onto that stage at midnight, do one of my show them we can do this, you know, whatever this is type routines. And I have you at the end of the night closing out, you know, and you just totally went like kind of deep, kind of like trippy, and just, you know, just closed it out.
And just went somewhere
just
else.
like lined up the party where it was like every DJ set flowed one into the other, but it ended up somewhere totally different than where it started. And I don't know how those people got there, but
when you started it, you took them there.
No, but the snow that night was 18 inches of snow from Toronto to DC.
I had my Volkswagen bug.
I still have an image of you driving down to showing up at the layaway at 5 in the morning from that Mars party down in DC.
God, yeah, that got shut down.
Homeboy show. Do you remember the layaway?
I don't know how you guys remember where you, me, and remember I was always
Mars in DC. That was fucking long time.
No, but
You
I always
played.
said no. Yeah, you did because
He played at the layaway. Oh, you don't remember that little warehouse we used to rent? We used to throw parties there.
I remember
you
the
played
place.
for a John Trepp party, then you showed up at 6 in the morning and played.
I don't remember. I played there a lot though.
No, you played for us.
No, that was in that you, me, and Doc did that party.
We
You, me, and Doc did a party. It got shut down though. We were in DC for leaving.
No, for catastrophic.
Oh yeah, no, for George
George.
and Fernando, right?
Georgie.
So I remember I was saying like I wanted me, Keoki, and Doc Martin to play at a party because like at that time, man,
That I do
you
remember.
know, when Doc was doing Flammable Liquid, man, things were going on, man. I mean, you know, I never went to the Paradise Garage. I was more of a funhouse kid because I wasn't able to get in the Paradise Garage. But when I went to Flammable Liquid in 1991, man, I saw a different side of this whole thing, man, with the music.
I saw a different side of Doc too. Doc Martin's not very nice to me anymore.
People change over years, you know
I
what I
guess
mean?
it's a changing thing, but it's like you always have that love and effort.
You know, try really like hard to keep things like I tell you, half of my closest friends as DJs, I don't want to listen to them DJ. Sandra Collins, I go, me and
like
Sandra's
Sandra.
my homegirl, but please don't start playing records for me. I won't play records, and she probably feels the same way about me. And I don't, you know what? Everybody's got a diverse musical taste.
I know you don't want to hear me play ever, but I like hearing you play.
No, but you know what?
I like hearing you play. Like I like hearing Grandmaster Flash. Like I like hearing Africa Bambaataa.
You ever go to like an ATM for like Chase Bank and you still see manufacturer's Hanover Trust like melted into the screen? You ever see that at an ATM? Well, it does exist. But anyway, you melted the fucking Eden's transmission. I'm so high. Blah, 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 blah. It's embedded in my head. Embedded in my head, you know? So like, yo.
I remember putting the record on the turntable, just as you announced, Keoki's helicopter has landed on the roof.
That one used to play space.
The yellow fucking helicopter.
The yellow one,
right. Supertronics.
I don't remember the name.
And back then, I think we all like really, there wasn't a specific genre of music. That's why I really like Caffeine, because like Caffeine,
I like how you remember the names of the records.
We
Frank.
really, yeah, I'll be honest with you, my head is like a library with music,
I know.
with records.
I go into your store and I pull out a record and I was like, this thing's cool, I can't believe he has it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's $20, of course. I'm like, thinking I'm gonna get it for 99 cents
but
somewhere else.
thing
But you
is,
know what it's worth.
The thing is, it's like I gotta go to London and go to like digging around and carry these things back, and it's it's not $20 these days for a record if it's something rare.
So
it's
of
not
course
a
I
lot.
give him the $20.
But
the record is worth it.
Actually, I just like, I remember all. It's really important. I mean, because one day I hope I don't become like boring with it, but I want to really like document the whole thing. Not like an autobiography on me. Just like when you really look at how all this
You're a
happened.
Libra.
Yeah. Oh, the scales.
Like I
weigh
am.
it up, man. Weigh it up, man.
Like
Weigh
I
it
am.
up.
But there's one thing, you'll never be as boring.
I try not to be. I mean, you know what? It's very rough when you're in my situation because like I'm like people put you up on this pedestal and like you're the only person I know that gets more rumors circulating than me. I've been dead 4 times. I've had AIDS twice. But you got your own little like half of the stuff though I think it's probably like semi-true.
I gotta pay some people lots of money to get that shit going. It doesn't just happen. You gotta have people on it all the time.
Yeah, no, it's rough, man. It's the rave scene, man. It's like
just pay them well, and you
gotta watch out
keep
with
them
DNA
young, and they
samples,
come up with really
man.
good stories.
But
so what about today? What about now?
He's got his pants on real high, man. There's no problems at the given moment.
You've got it all on camera. We can't really fake it.
Cigarette lighter match.
He asked me in the hotel. He's like, "Are you embarrassed walking next to me?" I'm like,
I just noticed that.
"This is Las Vegas. You think anybody really gives a fuck what you look like, man?"
Golfing.
Play golf?
No, but these things are very kind of golfy.
You're not going nuts, right? What happened? What? No, I heard you talking about golfing and nuts.
No, he said my lighter matches my pants. I said, I know. Thank you for noticing.
Right.
It's
And
got a golfer on it, and these pants look like golf.
Check that thing out, man. Look at that thing.
What thing?
You missed it. Fucking bungee thing with a bunch of people in it, flipping up and down over there.
Fuck that.
Beer and frothing in Las Vegas. The Moonshine Overamerica.
Kyoki and Bones in the fucking bungee mobile.
One moment.
It's a great ring.
Hello? Who's this?
It's Stardust. This is where Wayne.
Hi, Josh. I'm in the middle of something. I'll see you soon. I'll be back in a little while.
Yo, what up? Oh yeah, Kyoki. Yeah, he's ruining this interview by getting on his fucking cell phone. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Because you know what? I don't want to be in the top 100 DJs. You know why? You know my name. It don't matter where my fucking position is.
And he says there's no superstar DJs.
I'm
okay,
not.
hello,
Yo,
superstar DJ.
Listen.
You know who you are.
I take my
You're a
fucking
superstar.
hat off. I'm a bald, middle-aged pervert, all right? Who the fuck knows? They're like, you're playing, how do you feel playing for kids, half your age? I'm like, well, if I was just, there
They're
to
your
play
kids.
with them.
They're your kids.
They ain't my kids. They're like Jerry's kids.
No, you say it to
some of
them. It's
man.
like, they're your kids, so how do you feel about a bald middle-aged or whatever you call yourself?
I mean, I'm just
Come on,
like,
Frankie, it's
I'm
like-
just saying, we're like war veterans. We've all been through things where we've lost people. I've almost lost myself, never mind. You know what I mean? Like,
I had
doing my
look,
28
I had my
day
titties
stay.
pierced, and this one was ripped out in a moment of passion.
Not in El Paso.
No, why'd you bring up El Paso?
Because I heard that you got yourself into a little bit of a sticky predicament.
I'm really flattered that we're gonna make this whole conversation.
No, you got sticky fingers. I got Roman hands and
Did I
Russian
do what
fingers
now?
too.
Did I stole something?
No, you didn't steal anything. You gotta watch 100. They have that. Who's the father? 1-800 DNA test. You gotta watch, man. No, that's a rumor.
It's a memory as well. It's a fucking prison.
Is it a prison? I don't know.
My
man.
memories are a prison. Sure, I don't go there.
I'm gonna wind up. You know what? If you
Pull
want to
out the
get
ones
out
you
of this
like, otherwise
limo
you're going
and
to-
you hate me, don't hate the player.
Frankie,
hate the game.
You've
hate the
said
game.
things to me that are beyond anything like that I don't get mad at you because you know what? You're yourself, and I love that about you.
I think we always got along because of that. I mean, I don't
You're
want to
fucking
ever.
yourself, and
I don't ever want to like.
Maybe that's a little bit of New York I have left in me that I have that for people. If they're themselves and they're fucking a dick or super nice, they're themselves. If they're a fucking dick and they're not themselves, or they're super nice and they're not themselves, get the fuck away from me.
Right. Well,
I've wasted my fucking life, most of it, with fucking people that are nice. Wasted it.
Well,
so
I think when it
just
comes
be
to
real.
friends and stuff, you really,
if you want a
you
friend,
really lose 3-4 times the amount of friends that you've had in your life that you
How
actually
many
keep.
of us have that?
Right, exactly. Houdini, 1984.
I know
Shy
if I
Buddy.
need something, I know what kind of friend and who I could call. You know.
Right. Well, no, we all went through phases. I mean, me and Micro, from the beginning of the days,
Micro
there's,
and I.
you know,
Micro and I.
Micro and listen, I'm from Brooklyn, man. I went to the Brooklyn School of Hard Knocks. See the scars on my head? Your man,
Last time you had bumps on your head.
Yeah, I got bumps,
I remember when that happened.
Hey, Bonehead.
Hey.
You were at where were you? You were at my apartment in New York on 12th Street.
Right. That was bad. That was bad, man. A lot of
That's a memory I pull out of my prison. I pull it out.
How about the memory of that box of records I gave you at your birthday
party? That was a
party?
really cool feeling. Like you came over my house, you were with Heather. I think.
50 foot.
You were with.
It's like 50 12-inch. That's 50 feet, man. I gave you like 50 12-inches. Think about
me more
that.
records than that.
In sexual terms, that would hurt, wouldn't it?
You're giving me more records than that, though.
No, but on your birthday, you were about to cry,
yeah,
man.
You were so
I was like, damn, somebody should give me a box of records like that.
You brought me a box of the baddest fucking records. You're right. But you're giving me more than that.
I just got jealous when I saw you holding Julie's hand. This is way back in the day. Don't get nervous. I'm sorted myself. But anyway.
Oh, no.
No. Just that was the meltdown. That was the fusion. That was the let's take this roughneck Brooklyn ghetto like warehouse dilapidation and bring it into the trendy downtown
Project X Road.
We were doing what the hip hop guys did, but in reverse, man. We were just taking the Bronx downtown. Just like they did, but we just did it a little harder, a little faster, and a little longer. Right or wrong? Grandmaster Flash, Chris Rock. Yo, I don't want to be on Chris Rock. Yo, give it up for Grandmaster Flash. Bam, bam, bam. That's the set. Yo, come on, man. I ain't going out like that. I ain't going there. All right. And like, look at Micro. Like, Micro, man, you look like you definitely can, like, just snap a neck off, Long Island style, walking the Metro 700. What do you mean my name ain't on the guest list? I own this place.
You don't have to say a word. Smile.
You know? And at the same time, I did tell Kate Harwood one time in front of the Limelight, when she didn't want to let me in because how I was dressed, I was like,
just had her second
listen,
baby.
I know, no, God bless her, but this is now, that was then. I told her, look, can you just come down off that little podium thing you're standing on so I can
Did you ever get a 12-inch record?
No.
For beauty's sake?
No.
For singing band?
No, I
think
heard
I remember
about
the
it,
melody.
I did tell her I was going to tie her to the back
It
of
was
my
very
Monte
Essex
Carlo
Press.
and drag her up 6th Avenue to
like
like
Essex
Central
Press.
Park. And I wanted to, but I didn't. And then more Michael comes out. No, you have to let him in. It's political.
Lord Michael. You mean Michael?
Yeah, call him Lord Michael. Well, if I call him Lord Michael, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in, I'm not an atheist. So I believe in a higher power.
But not Lord Michael.
And Lord Michael, Saturday Night Live, yo, you got to give that man props. But anyway, Lord Michael, Future Shock Limelight. What did you feel about that? You were doing your thing, he was doing his.
Well, I know exactly where they came from. I mean, Repeat was playing records. Repeat was just to catch you if you're even listening to this shit.
Who controlled the strings Repeat was on? Like he was.
Well,
on...
Repeat was bringing me tapes on Wednesdays, and I said, whatever, maybe you can play. He invited me down his after hour thing he was doing on Wednesdays after Disco 2000 at Milk Bar.
Right.
I came in there one night, feeling like really good, and he was playing. He fucking played brilliant. So I said, you can play next week. You open up for me on Wednesdays.
Right.
And he did Wednesdays for me for like 6 months. He was bringing like a really good crowd. Michael Alec was like, we have to give him his own night. Boom, let's give him Fridays.
Right.
Michael Lord said, I'm his partner. We're together. Okay, Repeat does Fridays. They came up with a name, Future Shock. Got some promoters, and boom, it blew up.
I would totally supported it.
We wanted to keep Wednesdays going. I didn't want to do Friday or Saturday.
Right.
It wasn't like, whatever. Repeat was, I don't know if he still is, a very talented DJ, and he was fortunate to have the fucking following he did.
At the time,
because of Future Shock, that Limelight thing blew up.
It did blow up.
I mean, Disco 2000 initially started, but we weren't going to make money for the club. We were just going to make it cool so that it can make money.
Right.
It
got a little out of control, like what was going on in there, but it's
Future
classic,
Shock. I mean, it was Friday night at the Limelight, the hippest club because of Disco 2000.
No, you see, the thing with me was I loved the fact that it was just expanding because the thing was, it was too big to hold down in one club or one scene or one party, and I thought
it was so big
Michael
it blew up
was
into other clubs.
I thought Michael was my friend, but
I thought he was. You know what? I thought he was a totally.
But he was a very.
When he was hanging out with Peter Gation buying him chocolates in Germany and shit, he was a totally different, Michael Lord.
I think in the beginning his intentions were good, but then he met Timothy Leary before Timothy Leary died. That time,
yes, I got this in my hotel room.
The fuck was that label?
From a runaway kid.
I'm Wild E. Coyote, and I'm
Coyote.
That's why I love you guys. You're the only ones in the world that would probably know that.
So I think when Lord Michael met Timothy Leary, he just lost it, right?
That's a tattoo of it.
He lost it right after that time. He met Timothy Leary. They had that little
I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. So you want me to sit there? I'm from California. I feel like I'm being rude.
As long as you don't touch my ass, you can do anything you want, man. You know what I mean? And I'm not homophobic. Joey Beltram left the industry because you tried to rape him, man. He told me.
That wasn't me.
He got a little hot under the collar. That's like an Arid Extra Dry commercial.
You got an energy flash.
Hot under the collar? Kyoka grabbing at you once again?
No one even saw, man. It's no big deal. At least he didn't punch me, though.
You actually made me feel comfortable with being a straight motherfucker. And I bet in your world,
I feel comfortable being a freaky motherfucker.
I'm telling you, man.
A crooked motherfucker.
Crooked, like a way to a girl's, heart is through her asshole. I really, truly believe that. I've always believed that. Not even through a pussy, through her asshole. Once you get up in that channel, man, that's like having all cable channels locked down, man. Hotbox style.
One thing about the ass, and I will say
it's
this.
sacred.
I'm sure I don't have to tell you.
Tell me about the ass.
This all started when I was in go ahead.
You go in that direction, eventually you're sure to get a loser. You get a lot of winners, but you're sure to get a sticky situation.
Oh, very sticky. It's like when I was little in kindergarten. You know those Barnum animal crackers with the little string on the box? Well, the string broke and all the crackers fell on the floor. Now me.
You guys getting out or staying in?
Oh, we're gonna be a minute. One minute.
Okay.
Because I got the cracker story here. This is the cracker story. All my animal crackers fell on the sidewalk. But you know me, I was dirty. I put it back in the box, tied the string back up, looked around, see if anybody saw anything, and I went
take care of that beforehand.
Filthy, dirty animal crackers.
Well, what you got to do is get with the future and fucking make sure it's not going to be dirty.
No.
How could you anticipate what's inside there?
You prepare.
Meaning?
Dental dam. Excuse me, while
you make sure that thing is clean.
You flush the system, is what you do.
Yeah. Golden seal.
If you have the intuition, like I do, to know when to do it, you don't have to do it all the time.
You gotta take a little test. You gotta be like.
No. You can tell. I can tell by looking in their eyes.
You know what?
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
The fucking look in their eyes.
I can tell.
When you had your motorcycle, your red. Remember you had your red motorcycle? It was this whole thing about drive. It didn't matter what you drove. If it was a person, turntables, a car, a bike, but it's just a drive. You wanted to get on the bike and just go.
Right.
Like that drive. I think like
what about
with DJing, you gotta have when DJ's like, I don't have a car, I don't like to drive. It's like you gotta drive. If you're driving, you gotta drive. It doesn't matter what you drive. Turntables, women,
I like driving.
Cars. Drive, man. It's just all about the drive. Now me, what I got over any person that I know is navigational skills. I'm built in with it. It's in me. Like never been from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, but I got here. I just felt it out, man. Here I am. Boof. Last week I'm in London, driving around, looking for this club, Terminals.
You found it.
In London. Marlborough Road, man. Just past Capital One. Look for the fucking Holiday Inn. It's right on the left, man. It's all good. No, but it's like amazing. Like LA. I get around LA better than people that live there their whole life. People that live there their whole entire life. Michelle Levy, she only knows how to get to the airport from where she lives. She don't
get in a car accident.
And she's like, yo, you're from New York. You don't know what you're talking about.
I've been in 3 car accidents.
No, I'm not even talking about accidents. I always say with driving women, really, my girl.
Let's not go there.
She could drive good. She drives good. But no, you know what? I'll tell you what.
No, we're older now. We're mature. It's the new year.
Volkswagen said it. There are passengers.
You don't talk about women like that.
No, you're right. Absolutely right. There are passengers and there are drivers. I'm a driver. That's it. You're right. You're right. Absolutely right. You don't even like women. What the hell are you sticking up for them for?
I love women.
No, I know.
I love women. I respect the woman.
I'm
in touch with the woman inside me.
Right.
Is there closer to a woman, I think, maybe.
Is there one in there somewhere?
Oh, absolutely. There's a woman inside you. What's her name?
I know, but I try to keep it tied up.
You shouldn't. Let her go.
she's got to stay down.
You're sure of yourself. You know what you like. You know what you want. You're a man. But
Listen,
your woman's still there.
Let's not even go there. This is like.
Let's end it there. How about we end it there?
Yeah, let's end it there.
Corona. Oh. You're a funny motherfucker, man. Yo, I didn't mean to touch any nerves, bro. I really, you know me though. I'm from Brooklyn, man. I can't help it.